My name's Duncan Green. I'm Strategic Advisor at Oxfam, Great Britain. A few years ago I wrote a book called From Poverty to Power, How Active Citizens and Effective States Can Change the World. So I wanted just to explain a bit behind that very long and convoluted title. So the first part, From Poverty to Power, is arguing that actually power is the invisible force field of development. If we want to understand development, you need to understand this thing called power, which links all individuals, all communities, all nations, and it's in constant flux, it's in constant renegotiation, and understanding how that power is distributed, what redistributes it in a progressive or regressive direction, the kind of moments of redistribution, the moments of change, how that sort of change happens. That's an essential sort of message, I think, in development, and it's actually the one I'm now writing a new book on called How Change Happens. The subtitle is How Active Citizens and Effective States Can Change the World. Now, I think with that I had a couple of different aims. One is a comfortable aim for the NGO community, which is to highlight the importance of citizens' agency, to say, here you have these citizens' movements around the world, organising, being active, changing the world, and that's the most exciting part about working in development, speaking to these people, meeting these people, celebrating their achievements. The second part is a bit less congenial for my NGO colleagues, which is saying, but that's not enough. Look at the Arab Spring. You can have an enormous protest which overthrows a government. What happens next? Where are the institutions? What is the role of the state? And so the book argues that actually, if you just think about development in terms of growth, economic growth, GDP per capita, the crucial factor is an effective state. It's a state that provides infrastructure, educates its people, makes sure they're healthy, guides the economy in its kind of upgrading process from agriculture to industry to services. This is a state function. If you think about development in the Amartya Sen sense of freedoms to be and to do, then you're looking much more at people's agency, active citizenship. And the interesting questions in development are often about the relationship between those two. How do citizens relate to states? Who else should be at the table? So one of the roles of an international NGO like Oxfam is increasingly not to be an actor in its own right, but to be what we call a convener and broker, getting together, helping bring together states, citizens, private sector, faith organisations, traditional authorities, to find solutions to problems once everyone acknowledges that something needs to be done. So we move in the space between citizens and states and try and understand the dynamics that go on between them. And that, I think, is something which is growing across the development sector. This talk about being a catalyst, the talk of innovation, the talk about convening and brokering, all relates to how good are we at being entrepreneurial in these spaces between states and citizens' organisations.